I'd like to take you back in time to the year 2009, which is when I first got these figures, or not only these, but also a number of other ones made by the same person. They are kind of super deformed, so-called caricature-style figures. They were originally described as a kind of Mad Magazine style, and I can totally see that. They have larger heads, of course, and just generally are kind of an exaggerated style. I got them on eBay, as I said, in 2009, and someone was just selling, I guess, the whole collection, but they had listed them all individually. And for whatever reason, these are kind of obscure things. Not very many people really bid on them. I got most of them for the starting bid of 99 cents a piece. When I got these, I really didn't know anything about them, but after doing a little online sleuthing, thanks to the Wayback Machine, I was able to find the original website where they were from. It was originally sold on joetoy.com, which appears to be just sort of like almost a blog-like site from just a private collector who said that one of his friends had made these. I get the impression that maybe it was someone in Asia, but I am not entirely sure. A lot of things are unclear about this, but he was just sort of privately selling these figures, and you can get a whole set for $210 or buy them individually, it seems. So that's pretty much everything that I know about them, unfortunately. But I'd still like to show them off to you today. So I don't have a complete set, unfortunately. I believe the complete set consisted of 21 figures, something like that, all from original trilogy Star Wars. And they're made supposedly of, well, they were called polyester figures. I assume that meant like polyester resin or something. They really feel like plaster more than anything. They're quite heavy. This Darth Vader is super heavy. And they're not articulated in any way, so they're basically just statues. But they're similar in size to 3 3/4 inch action figures. Actually, a little bit larger than that, maybe 4.5 inches, depending on the figure. So I wanted to take this opportunity to show you some of them, and especially the ones that I got that were related to Jabba. But all of them are actually quite interesting, so let's go ahead and do that. We'll go ahead and look at these a little bit more closely. We have Ben Kenobi, of course. I think this is a really nice sculpt. I really like this one. In fact, both of these are quite well done. Got his lightsaber there. And, I don't know if it's a good likeness exactly, but it definitely evokes the character for me. And here we have Darth Vader with his kind of squinting eyes on his helmet. I think that's pretty funny. And very colorful chest box and everything. This lightsaber, by the way, when it arrived to me in the mail, had broken in 3 pieces, I think. I think it broke here, and there's also a slight joint you might be able to see there. So we got those two. We've also got Tarkin. Here is Tarkin. Now, I should mention that a lot of these figures will not stand up on their own, no matter what, as far as I can tell. It's totally hopeless. So I have glued them to these clear action figure bases just so they'll stand up. We've got a very interesting looking stormtrooper with a giant head, of course. But I really think these are quite well done. The paint is actually surprisingly nice on most of these. Let's see if we can put these a little bit out of the way here. We've also got the Emperor, who's a tiny little guy, relatively. I like the way he's got his finger sticking up there for some reason. Got a smiling face as well. Kind of funny. Nothing on the bottom. Of course, no copyright information or anything like that, because these are super duper unlicensed. Going to, let's see, I guess we should look at some of the Rebel figures. We've got, this is one of the weirdest ones for sure, Luke Skywalker. Here's the full figure. And then, if you look at the face, what is going on there? Really interesting. We've got Lando, who is one of the more scary ones, I think. Look at that face. But well painted, for sure. Look at that. We've got... Let's see, I'll put him sort of in the back. Akbar. That's one of my favorite ones. Of course, I love anything Akbar, but... And this was the hardest one to get to stand up. The other ones I used just super glue to attach them to their bases, but I had to use epoxy glue here because there was not enough kind of flat space for the feet meeting the base that it would actually stick to it. So anyway, I don't know, maybe these were badly cast or something and they wouldn't stand up. I'm not sure why they did it that way. We also have here Wedge Antilles. I think that's a really surprisingly good likeness, actually. Look at that. Let's see here. And then we have Chewbacca, who's the largest figure by... Well, he's slightly larger than Darth Vader. He's got his bowcaster there, which I believe also broke off when I got it. But look at that face. Love it. And this one actually will stand up on his own, thankfully. But he's a little bit top-heavy, as most of these are. All right, so next we're going to move on to the Jabba ones. I'm going to have to clear these guys out of the background here because there's not really enough room to work. And yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at those. And here we have Jabba himself, and he is quite a big boy. You can see he's got his hookah pipe kind of attached to him there, and he is a very hefty figure. I really like this sculpt too. It's kind of unique. This one, as you can see, is much larger than the other figures. So if we compare like Ben Kenobi there, just several times as large. And as a matter of fact, the original price for these, I believe, was $14 for these smaller figures, but Jabba was an exception. He was $32 if you wanted him just sort of on his own. Understandable, I think. Not a bad price, actually. So we got Jabba himself. This one, as I recall, the guy who was selling all the figures had not listed on eBay at that point, and I asked him, I was like, do you have the Jabba by any chance? I was not full on into Jabba collecting as I am now at the time, but I was definitely very interested in it, and he was like, well, yeah, I don't know if he was thinking he would try and sell it for more or something, but I ended up just paying, I think, about $20 for it. Just, you know, I felt a little bad about having gotten so many of his figures for 99 cents, so I didn't feel too bad about paying a little more for Jabba here. We have, in addition to Jabba, I'm kind of lumping in C-3PO with him because he can fit in with a Jabba display. So we've got C-3PO, kind of a very expressive pose and expression here. Looks like he's definitely kind of frightened, which seems appropriate for the character, right? We've got this little guy who is supposed to be Salacious Crumb somehow, although it's a bit of an artistic interpretation, I guess. Now, I believe this actually was originally an accessory for the Huttslayer Leia / Slave Leia figure, which I unfortunately do not have. I'll put a picture of it right here. I can't remember if this was one that I got outbid on or if he just didn't have it or what. I think that might have been it. He just didn't have it for some reason, but would be nice to have. I did have someone contact me years after this with that figure, offering it to me for something, but he was like, he wanted like $200 for it, and I was like, no thank you, I only paid 99 cents for the rest of these. You know, it would be nice to have, but I'm not gonna go crazy about it. I also have Han Solo in carbonite here. Very cool figure, or I don't know if you could call it a figure or not, but it is a statue kind of thing. Unfortunately, this, like a lot of the other ones, will not stand up on its own, even though you think it might kind of stand up being square and all. So what I have been doing is using this metal phone holder kind of thing and just displaying it like that in behind behind Jabba. We also, finally, I believe, have Ula, who is strangely not painted green. I'm not really sure why they went with this sort of more natural skin color. Maybe they just didn't know. Maybe, it's possible that there was a miscommunication somewhere along the line, but obviously it's supposed to be Ula, and she looks quite scared. Look at that. You can kind of slide her in there between Jabba's tail, which works pretty well. So yeah, I've had this smaller version of the display in my office, in my main sort of Jabba collection for many years, and the other ones have sort of been in storage. But I thought it was time to show them off. I'm missing, as you may have noticed, several ones. I'm not actually even sure what they all are because I don't have a complete list of them all. One of them is R2-D2. I actually think I did buy that one originally, and it must be around somewhere, but I don't know where it is. And not sure what the other ones are beyond Leia and R2. So I've got, I believe, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 here. 16, 17 would be, so yeah, we're missing 4. Not sure what they are, but oh well. Maybe someday I'll be able to find them, but I'm not holding my breath. Anyway, I just thought I would show these off to you guys, and let me know if you've ever seen these or heard of them. I imagine not too many people have. This video was brought to you with the help of my patrons from Patreon, including these Palace VIPs, Angelica Brady, and Jesper Murtu. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Thanks very much for your support. I really do appreciate it. And if you'd like to know how you can support the channel for as little as $1 a month, you can check out the link in the video description to my Patreon page. Thanks for watching.